Oh yeah, it's Monday, baby. Monday night beers. What's
Oh
going on?
yeah.
What is up?
How's it going, everybody?
It was really harrowing, guys. I just can't get the shit to work. I tell you what, on my other computer, it wouldn't do the camera. It's a nightmare.
Well, Zoom keeps changing and updating and shit, but the big story, Bernsey, is looks like you had a pretty fun weekend, man.
I did. I had a lot of fun. Went out of town, went to the desert. Both my fantasy teams won. I couldn't be happier. Vince, that's a beautiful hat.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you get a new hat?
Oh, yeah, this? Yeah, that's a new hat. Yeah, I just I just decided that I was going to be cooler than I ever was before.
Yeah.
I think it worked out.
What was the shop that you found that in?
That's a Boot Barn.
Boot Barn.
It's a Boot Barn somewhere out of Whittier or somewhere, wherever that is.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, I tried on. There's a couple people in there that didn't understand social distancing. Like, I could see that, I could feel the vibe, and I had to just pick one and give the cash over and get the fuck out of there because.
Yeah.
Big surprise, guys. Turns out people who shop at Boot Barn aren't really like. Sometimes they don't know how shit fucking works.
So you couldn't do your normal lids procedure where you pull a whole rack of hats out and go one by one through each one?
No, couldn't. I tried on a couple, but I had to run away fast and free from the lady that works there, and some fucking guy was there with his kids. He had a whole bunch of fucking kids. Kids were actively shoplifting. The kids were saying to each other out loud, "There's no cameras. Just steal whatever you want." And the dad was trying on cowboy hat after cowboy hat. And I'm like, motherfucker, I know what this racket is. It's you distract the sales clerk, try on a bunch of fucking hats, and then your kids steal the goddamn Boot Barn clean, and then they just got away with it scot-free. And I just I gotta get the fuck out of
Good for them. It's hard times, Burns.
All those Western shirts, man, you can get a pretty penny on the aftermarket, I suppose.
And I'll tell you what, I almost made an impulse buy of a Jack Daniels hoodie, and that would have been a big. It was
God damn, dude.
Dude, I sent it gnarly, but Hams has finally opened their merch store. And
that long sleeve is badass,
dude. What'd you say, Nar?
That long sleeve was badass. The bear on it.
Yeah.
Hams down the right sleeve.
Real nice.
A little
Good
bear
color
on the
scheme.
pocket. It's like a baby blue.
Mm-hmm.
Gnarly, you've got the new Rest in Power tee on. Looks fucking dope.
Yeah. My back is all fucked up.
How many do you have printed at this point? You were at like 25.
We finished Friday.
Really?
Yeah, but it was just straight up me and Oscar clock in and don't stop till 4. And then we stayed extra on Tuesday. Over 4,000, 100 and something, plus a back print. So then you times that by 2, and it was an ordeal.
Man.
It's for a good cause. We're about to make a pretty fat donation once PayPal stops being a hater and frees up that money for us.
Good thing.
Pop, anything cool happen over the weekend?
Well, I went to the Roost.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus. Well, why am I burying the lead?
Gnarly's background. That's the bar. We went. At first we drove past the Morrison, but it was too jammed up. That seems not great. So went to the Roost. It was fine, and then you got to go inside to get the drink. So I just walked through the back kitchen, and then there was Cy and the one older guy who's always. Is he does he work there or what's
the ponytail?
No,
the guy was like the bouncer almost.
Yeah.
He hates Puig. He's like, Puig needs to shut up and play.
Yeah. And he was like, and they were like, oh my God, where? She was like, they were both like, where? How's everybody doing? They're like, how's your friend? Like, they were asking about you guys. They're asking about Dubuche. I'm like, everybody's pretty good,
Yeah.
Hanging out, and then we got wings and just had some beers, and it was just 6 tables in the parking lot, and they're all like 10, 15 feet away, so it was fine. So we just had a couple beers and got some wings.
Did she come out and check on you at all?
Yeah. She came out. And
it's strange that they make you go in to order. That's odd to me.
So I just walked through the kitchen and talked to him.
Through
and
the
I-
kitchen?
Yeah,
So
and
you go
I
through the back door?
yeah through that back parking lot door, and then I had to use the ATM to pay for cash. And it's kind of funny. It's like, man, I haven't used this ATM in like 8 months.
Dude, I love that line you hit. You were like, I felt like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas walking through the kitchen.
Because I was like, yeah, it was kind of fun. It makes me want to get back to normal life.
It's
It's just-
interesting. Like you said, you didn't have occasion, but I wonder what the bathroom situation is. That you're just
Emily wound up going to the bathroom. I asked Sai, goes the bathroom? Oh, she said yes. So she went.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
mask up and run into the fucking.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Very
I'm fine.
interesting.
I'm fine with going back there. Like I'm not trying to go indoors to like a restaurant, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with sitting
Yeah.
outside.
Did you see did you see a table that might work for this program to be?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
they all would.
I went to the golf course cafe today and had to do 2 beers there before here, and
Did you
that's
take
a
the
real.
hat?
No, I wore my other straw hat. I have 2 now, and that place was like, there's like one dude in a hazmat suit comes and serves you, and then fucking you're not coming in close contact to fucking anybody.
Did you
Everything's
go
clean.
into that sort of room that's all open, or did you stay out at one of the like tables?
Oh, I stayed out. Yeah. I snagged a picnic table, and I went and hit 9 with Mike Holmes and CJ Sullivan, and we sat very comfortably spaced out outside
Today?
afterwards. No, last Friday or Thursday. I think Thursday.
Oh, fucking A, man.
Really
I hung out
nice
with the
though.
dog. That fucking dog ruining my life right now. Got me all sad.
Gnarly's trying to adopt a dog, and they're fucking putting him through the ringer on it. But hopefully,
Wait, what's going on? They're not giving you the dog?
It's not through like an agency. This was just like a hookup kind of like someone who knows somebody. So she talked to my girlfriend and I on Thursday. And then yesterday she brought the dog over like to check out the place. And then she left us with her for like 4 hours, 5 hours. Then I had to drive her back to Culver City. And then she's going to go on a trip, but wants to say goodbye properly, like with her mom or something.
Oh, come
But
on.
it's just, you're teasing me, man. Like the dog
but
jumped
also
on
the
my
dog
bed.
needs to get settled wherever it's going to be settled. You're fucking with the dog by
This is
waiting.
about the dog, not about the person.
It jumped on my bed. And then like right when I had to leave, and I was like, I just want to keep you, man.
Yeah.
Little
for
mini
you-
Australian Shepherd, so badass. Took her on a walk. She took a dump. It was so cool.
And for you, dude, you're just twisting in the wind because at any point that woman could just be like, "Oh, you know what? I
Yeah.
don't, like whatever." You know.
And I feel like she was looking at her place like, how come you don't have like stuff for a dog? I'm waiting for you to say I could have it. Like I have
Yeah.
a cart locked and loaded. I just gotta hit buy. Like let's do this shit.
Yeah, it's like when a kid is like, well, I don't want this toy anymore. Some other kid's like, I'll take it. And they're like, well, I don't know. I guess He-Man's still pretty cool.
Well, the
Now,
dog's
this woman
perfect.
doesn't-
So if I gotta wait, fuck it. Like it's just
Yeah.
I just want this dog in my possession.
Does it seem like this woman watches our program? Is there any danger? she might
No.
see any of this?
I got some stories off might be gonna talk about real quick. They're pretty funny.
Off the air?
Yeah, we'll talk
Okay.
about
Okay. Jojo Allen, what person would you like to see a biopic about? I would love to see a movie about Ozzy or Vince McMahon.
Sure. Here's the problem with biopics is they keep pumping these out, and like the Capone one has horrible ratings. It's not supposed to be good. The Tom Hardy one, not supposed to be good
Yeah.
whatsoever. And then I remember I had a fucking hard ass dick for like the Andre 3000 Jimi Hendrix biopic. And like, I guess that came out.
When?
Never fucking heard of it. And then there's the Miles Davis, Don Cheadle one that I think I watched and forgot about. But that was another thing. I was like, man, fucking Miles Davis, Don Cheadle, you can't beat that. And then it's just not good.
Well, Pop Man, he ran to the theater to see that Gotti movie with Travolta.
No, we saw it with each
I didn't
other.
go, remember?
Oh,
For
no,
some
it's
reason.
me and
I'm just
DeRosa.
fucking
Okay.
around. I didn't go, but I would have.
I think biopics are better when rather than trying to encapsulate their whole life, it focuses on like a specific period of time, you know,
Yeah.
instead of doing like like the Wikipedia page of this person, like trying to like just do like, or like regular, kind of like The Insider, which isn't really a biopic, but it's about a real guy. It's, stuff like that's better than like fucking, some movie about George Washington or whatever.
So to answer the question, I'm going to say Ricky Henderson.
That would be good.
Who do you want to play? Ricky Henderson.
Who could possibly play Ricky Henderson?
You gotta get jacked.
Martin Lawrence.
Jacked.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the casting.
There's no one who. That's the thing. No one could believably play Ricky. That's like getting someone. Yeah.
Might have to get an unknown. Might just have to do an open casting.
Someone could do it. Like Denzel Washington's son from Ballers could do it.
I mean, he played pro football. He made like an NFL practice squad.
Yeah, and the dude who passed away could have played Ricky Henderson. He played
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
What about the guy who played Apollo Creed's son in Creed?
Oh, Michael B. Jordan. But it's still like Ricky
He's
Henderson.
gonna have to go method, dude. He's gonna have to go completely fucking,
Well, they're doing the 86 Mets documentary, which is going to be similar to the Bulls documentary, Michael Jordan documentary. So if that takes off, I would like to see who would be a good Strawberry or Gooden.
Well, Strawberry's like 6'6". Who do you even?
Chappelle?
The dude from
Could Chappelle play?
Lovecraft Country. What's that guy's name? Do you know the main guy in Lovecraft Country?
Yeah,
that good.
It's a lot of fun. And that guy, man, he has the most insane cuts. That dude's body is like it's fucking cut out of shit. It's insane how in shape that guy is.
I will also say, as
good.
I said before, if you have not read The Bad Guys 1 about the 86 Mets, it's like The Dirt. It is a rock and roll biography, dude. It's fucking crazy.
And Pop, do you have mine? Is that who has it?
I don't have a copy of that anymore. I must have given it back to you.
It's
Got your Van Halen book. If that's what you're thinking about.
No, it's Brido has my Bad Guys one that I gave him and I screamed at on another podcast the other day on Hunk with Mike Bridenstine.
So you were saying you'd like to see a biopic on the 86 Mets? Is that what you were alluding to?
Yeah, but I'd like to see more so a biopic on like specifically Strawberry and Gooden.
Okay.
Like about just kind of an intercut of what their childhood was like, and like then you see like why those guys got into fucking crack. It's like fucking insane. There's a lot of cocaine going on.
As it relates to baseball, I'd like to see a good biopic about the Negro Leagues, maybe like Satchel Paige or Josh Gibson or something.
Yeah.
I also would like to see a good, because back in the old days, maybe before the 90s, even if you were like a number one draft pick, you didn't get that much money up top. I'd like to see a biopic about like a player who like busted out in the minors, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those guys.
Mhm.
Like Brian, do you remember Brian Taylor? Well, that guy made a lot of money, but Brian Taylor on the Yankees, and then he got in a bar fight and fucked up his arm and never actually played. Something like that.
Well, I sent you guys, or did you send it to me? The Joba Chamberlain's estate sale. That's a separate.
Oh yeah.
But
That guy's a fuck. Fuck that guy.
crib.
He's a fuck.
Full of jerseys and fucking like.
I hated that guy when he was on the Yankees. I hated him when he was on the Tigers. Fuck that meathead.
Everyone. Here's the thing: is like some people like that are obviously bigger names, but everyone has a story. Like I love the idea that everyone has like 5 to 15 minutes of really entertaining shit that happened to them, but everyone has it. So like the Joba Chamberlain thing is another example of something that's just so fucking. How did it happen? I just want to like an hour and a half documentary of him blowing money at a casino, or like that time he bought Coke for everyone. Or like who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Charles Barkley, I would love to see a Charles Barkley biopic because that's a real like, he's kind of a country boy and he blows up and he's popularized like a Michael Jordan type character, even though he never won a fucking championship.
Gnarly.
I'm gonna go Chase Utley in his rookie season when he was hanging out with Pat Burrell a lot, because I've heard a lot of those.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
I've
a pretty
heard-
wild like rock and roll movie. And or Johnny Thunders, a proper Johnny Thunders
That'd be
biopic.
good.
Not the one that's on Amazon right now. That's dog shit. I think
Yeah,
it's
if
called,
you get
Room,
into-
Room 37 or something.
If you're
Not
getting
good.
into music and history and like novelists and there's all kind. I mean, I could tell you a million, but yeah.
Skeleton Spice wants to know our favorite scary movies. I think we just did that a
Skeleton
couple episodes ago.
Spice.
So you got to carve back Skeleton Spice. Dan Wilkin, what is the smallest bill you're willing to pick up if found underneath a public urinal?
5.
What?
5.
5? Gnarly?
I'm picking up a fucking 5, dude.
I hit a 20. If there's a 20, I'm gonna grab it.
How long is it? Is it like soaked in piss?
Yeah, that's the thing. It just says it's under the urinal. Because yeah, if the 5's just laying, I'm grabbing a 5. But if it's soaked, then I may have to see a little bigger bill before I'm ready to pick
No,
it.
it's soaked or not, I'm picking up a 5.
You're so close to the sink, you know?
If it's dry, I'm picking up a 5. If it's soaked, it's got to be a 50. And the
Could
other
be
day,
fake if it's a 50 though.
I saw one the other day. Did I discuss this on the show, or is this just coincidence?
Coincidence.
No.
2 weeks ago, there was a dollar bill right by the crib, and it was right next to a fresh dog shit. And it wasn't touching it, but it was by some other trash or something. I don't know what fucking happened here or conspired, but I mean, you know, you get that twinkle in your eye when you see a fucking money on the ground. It's the
Dude.
best. There's
Oh, some of the best moments of my life were like when I was in New York and found like a $20 bill on the
Oh,
sidewalk.
please, dude, do a cartwheel. Fucking
yeah. I remember I had a Kent 10-speed. It was maroon, and I'm gonna guess I was like 13 years old, and I saw a $10 bill on the ground, and I got so pumped for it because you don't want anyone else to snatch it. Your friends will take that shit. I remember jumping off the 10-speed and let it just ghost ride into a tree and like, ha ha, ha ha. I felt like a fucking millionaire for the rest of the
Yeah.
day.
That's all you need is $20.
yeah.
Right.
$10.
There's nothing finer. There's nothing finer. So if we're talking about, yeah, I think if it's a dry bill under the urinal, I'll definitely grab a 5. If it's anything more than that, if it's wet, I'll take the 10 right to the sink. That's my
Yeah,
play.
money's money, dude. That shit's dirty anyways, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you said 20 though, so you need to see some fucking numbers before you're going down there.
If it's wet pee-pee, man,
Yeah.
I'm going 50 for a wet pee-pee bill.
Germs make you strong. Give me that money.
I mean, pre-COVID. This is all pre-COVID. I don't know about
Because
COVID.
a 20, that's like a full tank of gas for me.
There ain't no COVID on the money. It doesn't matter. It just
But
takes
it's
the
just
money.
it just is a different feel when you're inside a public bathroom right now. You fucking kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, I've only peed here. It's weird.
I brought this to show and tell.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's fantastic.
That is was very common in the Saginaw area. That was the AM radio, like when I was a child. That was on everyone's fucking van. Everyone's car had this.
That's
sticker.
funny
I like
'cause
the bottom of it.
in like Metro Detroit, it was 760
Yeah.
WJR, right?
And you know what's funny with AM? You would think that WJR would have just gone up to Saginaw,
Yeah.
but I guess it didn't.
But my boy Snowman, he sent me that sticker. He sent me 2 koozies, the Scottish Inn matching ones, and then this stack of cards. We did a barter system. You sent me 2 Monday Night Beers coos, Vince. I traded one for, and I think you'll agree that this whole score was well worth the trade.
Definitely, without a doubt. And if you guys need any more, of course, I will ship them directly to you.
Yeah.
Rob Lobster 43, my man Rob Sakuzo. When was and what happened the last time you were in a fight?
Never been to fight, baby. I'm a man of peace.
But you know the funny thing is, if the question when was the last time you were almost in a fight, you and I would both have like several times.
Yeah.
out of fighting while being more angry than the other person.
What's so funny about me and you, Vince, is that we've never been angry at the same time. Like When you were angry, I calmed you down. When I was pissed off, you calmed me down. So we never wound up like there have been multiple.
That time at Beauty Bar, when I came unglued, and then the bouncer came over and just threw the guy out sight unseen.
Yeah.
Because he was
Because I was getting mad at him
Mhm.
because he's some drunk fucking idiot, and you called me down, and then you go into the bathroom, and something happened in the bathroom where you decided you were mad, and you fucking, and you were like, "Fuck you," and I was like, "Whoa, Vince," and then the bouncer just.
I remember because Sean Patton was standing there, and he reminded me later. He goes, "Man, when you said to that guy, invite me to push your shit in."
God damn, dude.
That was stupid. But
And then there's that one time at the drawing room where I was outside smoking, and a guy tried
This
to
is
fuck with
here?
me.
That's recent.
Yeah, I was outside smoking. Some guy said some shit that pissed me off. I come in, and well, what happened was he pissed me off so bad, I just walked away and like walked around the block and smoked a couple cigarettes. I come in and I tell you I'm fine now, and I tell you about it. You go, what? And then you're looking. I go, no, I'm not mad anymore. It's fine. I don't care.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, but the last time I was in a fight, it was right around. It had to be late high school or maybe just after. There was a point where I have, as much as I get upset, I feel like it's going to take a lot to actually get me into a fight now. I just I can't. The consequences are not worth whatever
it's done.
joy you would get, or
Yeah.
and also you could get your ass kicked because by no means
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking tough guy.
Not only we talked about this on the last show, I think, or it was the After Dark for Patreon. We talked about like how stupid, like you just get in fights because you're a psychopath. Like how
Yeah, especially
insane
like
that
at
is.
hardcore show, shit would just pop off, and
Yeah,
then you're
that's
like,
what we're
my
talking
friend's swinging, so I'm swinging too, like on everybody. Like,
I think the last fight that's would be considered a fight is at Beauty Bar also was, I forget who that guy was. Remember, he got in my face and he said, "Burns, you used to be a fucking badass comic.
Oh, yeah,
now
yeah,
you're
I
just a bitch. Now you're a pussy on stage. You fucking suck now."
did you stab
And-
him?
I was hot. I picked him up. I went neck, picked him up by the neck, went up to that tree out in front of Beauty Bar, smashed his head into the tree a couple times, and then I fucking pressed him up and threw him into the trash bag pile.
Who was that guy? I remember I was there. What the fuck?
I threw him in the trash. I go, like, you're fucking trash. Threw him in a bag of trash. And I walked up, and I was like, I would say now I'm like 186 or so. I was about 155 then. And I walked up, and who's the bouncer? Who's your boy?
Oh, the bouncer was Brian, the big guy with the
Yeah,
bald head.
Brian?
That's the same guy who helped us out that night. He's like, "What the fuck? We have a problem with these guys? You're the fuck out of here."
You know,
Right?
he goes, they've been doing a show here for 10 fucking years, bro.
Brian saw me beat that guy's ass and let me come back in the bar. Like, "You come in," and the dude tried to come in. He's like, "My jacket's in there," and he's like, "No, get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, because if you were made, you were made, and that
He's
dude,
done it.
man, he stopped being a bouncer because the whole time all he wanted to do was get a city job, and he started working for the Bridges, and then he wanted to get a fucking prison guard job that he couldn't get, and then the last thing I know, he was driving bus.
You remember?
Gonna get a
That's
fucking
a-
city job,
That's the last time I saw fucking red and snapped, and it was like,
Was that fucking what's his dick who was always who was on the roof the one time at the bar
Maybe.
talking about how Pop's the funniest guy on the circuit? What's that?
No, different. That's a totally different guy.
guy.
That's a totally crazy guy.
Because I can picture what this whole thing, but I don't remember who the
He used to work at the creek or something. He would hang out at the creek and stuff.
Maybe that's-
Yes.
that-
Oh, he was like
that's-
related to Johnny somehow.
Yeah.
well, I started smashing his head into a fucking tree.
Yes, yeah.
That was you don't
Old
say
school.
that to someone. You don't say that to somebody. That's fucking.
No, in prison, if you call another man a bitch, you have to stab him.
But Burns, the same thing we've talked about before. Our fathers both were just like, don't fuck around. Like when it
No.
goes down, don't fuck around. So there are those situations where people would expect you to push them,
Right.
and instead you just go. And it was always beneficial. If you were you're just gonna start punching. You have reason to, but the expectation, especially in high school or whatever, is that you're gonna push somebody and there's gonna be a little fucking pushing. But it's like if I'm gonna go, you gotta go, right?
You got to go. I've never started shit. I ain't never started nothing. But when it fucking pops, you
Yeah.
fucking go for it because they're gonna break your nose. Motherfuckers like they'll split your eye open, man. You gotta put them down.
I did like an experiment when I lived in New York when I was real angry, and I was like, if anybody fucks with me, I'm going to escalate it so that they either have to fight me or leave me alone instantly. And then no one ever did anything. It was just like, I realized that like most guys who act tough don't actually want to fight. So you just have to be like, fuck you. And then they just leave you alone. So no one's ever tried to fight me before. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, you're a fucking machine, Pop. No one wants any part of this. This is
They see your
terrifying.
base and they're like, damn.
as much as it came as a shock to him when I fucking told Julian McCullough what a fucking dick he used to be when he was in New York and how he deserved to get his ass beat by you a few times and it didn't happen. Those were the times when I was like, somebody needs to kick this fucking guy's ass. Now he's a nice guy now. He's off the drink mostly, and God bless him. But back in New York, he needed to fucking get a beat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then you told him that, and then we were cool for a long time, and then I had to go into the bathroom and
That's on him. That
Yeah,
he
yeah.
like one that he didn't realize, but two, then he felt like he had to fucking have a powwow with you, and regardless,
Powwows are the
wishing him
worst.
well.
yeah.
Gnarly. What
Anyway.
about the last time, dude? What was it at a hardcore show?
I was maybe 17 or 18, backyard party. Me and Carlos pull up with our other buddy Mooch, and we had bottled beers. And they're like, no bottled beers because, like, it could be a weapon. We're like, dude, we're not going to do anything. We're just fucking hanging out. And there was two girls we went to high school with who knew us. Then they started talking to us, and they were, I guess, on a date with these other guys. So then I didn't see what was happening, but Carlos was like, we're about to get in a fight. And then they rushed, and the first guy that rushed me is the first time I broke a bottle over somebody's head. And like he just like went down. I was like, oh, cool. And then Carlos ended up beating some other guy's ass. But then our buddy Mooch caught the worst of it because he had two guys on him. But that was the last time. But I just felt really bad because like we went there with no intention of anything popping off. Because like I lied to the door guy. I was like, nothing's gonna happen. I got these bottles. I ended up fucking breaking one over a dude's head.
That reminds me of
Sam Adams.
Sound of Fury.
It was so cool.
when they
The
sold you a
sound it
bottle
made
of
was
wine.
just like, wow. Oh yeah, the first Sound of Fury we went to.
When
They
they
gave
sold
us
you a bottle of wine, and then the fucking security dropped on you and wanted to know why you had a bottle of wine.
I was like, I'm on the balcony, and they sold it to me. The fuck, like, what the fuck's going on?
Can I tell a kind of funny broken bottle
Yes,
story?
please.
No, it's not funny, but
Yeah.
I when I first moved to Los Angeles, I came back home to Michigan. I was going to a bar in my hometown to meet with a buddy for lunch. And before he came, these old regulars are telling a story about how like 2 days before a guy had been killed in the parking lot, stabbed to death with a broken bottle. And I go, and I was like, so what happened with this fight? What happened? How come this guy got stabbed? And the guy goes, he was from California. And I was like, and he was like, okay, I'm not gonna mention that I like.
Hell yeah.
That's like people in the Midwest are like California, New York. They just want to fucking kill you if you're not.
It's the same thing of there was like a period of time when I would fly back to Michigan, or if I was in some other part of the country, I would purposefully put my sunglasses on when I came off the plane into the airport, because you could register people around you. And the fact that they were going like, who's this fucking dickhead?
Yeah.
Like, we got sunglasses on inside, and it's like, it means nothing, but it was so
Yeah.
funny to me, like it's that kind of mentality of like, you have
That's
to be an
insane.
asshole or something.
Yeah, it's an early flight. No one fucking sees bright fluorescence.
I mean, I was doing it as a fucking bit because I knew people would get pissed, but it was because it was stupid,
Oh, I know. I love fucking, like, when I get up in the morning, I put the sunglasses on. I go to the airport. They don't come off until unless I got to go through a security or some shit. Like that's I'm like that Big Daddy movie.
I put them on when I get done doing this. It drives Marina crazy.
Oh yeah, I wear sunglasses in the house all the fucking time watching TV. It's just comfy. That's why I got my sleep mask and the other mask and sunglasses. I'm fucking anti-anxiety.
Ray of Sun 25. When was the moment in your life you laughed the hardest? The only thing that comes to mind to me is the first time I watched the movie Catechism.
Oh,
And I was fucking.
that was me and you.
No, this happened in Michigan
Oh, excuse me.
when I was
You
like
saw-
back there.
No, I feel like we saw it back in Borum.
Well, then it wasn't the first time, but when I was watching it and I was fucking stoned to my fucking core, I remember laughing in a way that I thought was like going to be, adverse to my health. Like I was.
Do you remember the time we were hanging out and you asked a girl if she was the girl from Catechism?
Okay, yeah.
What-
So I must have been watching. I really thought it was. To be fair.
I have
It's got Stevie from fucking Eastbound.
Oh yeah, it's a really fun, screwy movie. if
What is
anyone
it?
wants to watch.
Fucking
Catechism,
Stevie.
Cataclysm.
Oh, I've never seen that.
It's
Oh,
good.
With Stevie in it, I'm down to watch.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I have two. I have two very clear ones. I went to see Ernest Goes to Camp at the theater, and when he looks into the toilet and they do that fucking POV shot, and he goes, "Ew." Right at the top of that, I laughed so hard I fell out of my fucking chair into the aisle of the movie theater at the Quad in Saginaw, Michigan. Like, couldn't breathe. I just couldn't. I couldn't get it together. I never saw anything so fucking funny before. Like, it's just, I don't know. I love fucking Ernest P.
Yeah.
Worrell so much. And that was like, that's the peak for him. And then I had friends over for, I think it's my 5th grade birthday party, like 5 friends. We had chili dogs and cake. And I laughed so hard we watched Airplane. We had to go to the video store and rent Airplane. And it was like, bazillion dollars, whatever the fuck, it's a big deal. And there's that scene where, and I think this is 5th grade. I'm going to have to assume. Could be 8th. Don't hold me to it by the dates. We're watching that scene where Elaine is dancing with the chick the dude at that bar. And he's like a fucking pirate looking guy. And he gets stabbed in the back. And he keeps doing this to stay alive. And she mimics all the dance things. And she just ignores the fact that he's fucking dying. And he slumps on the floor. I laughed so hard. I projectile puked cake and hot dogs all over my parents' brand new carpet that they just got like fucking 2 weeks ago. And then everyone had to go home.
That's
Oh,
a
wow.
cute job. You got bread, hot dog bun, and chili, and oof.
Damn. Joey Chestnut Deluxe, dude. Reversal
Yeah.
of fortune.
I
But-
mean,
Go ahead,
well, I've said the hardest I probably ever laughed was, it's when like one of your friends fell down or something stupid. I mean, that's what it is. As long as
Right.
like when someone falls down but doesn't get hurt, that's the
It's
funniest
the
thing.
best.
That's better than any, like we're all trying to, like comedians, is like the funniest thing is when somebody falls down
Oh, for sure.
and you can't even, that's the reality.
For sure. And I will also say about Ernest Goes to Camp that is, however fucking young I was when that movie came out, it's when I realized that I couldn't trust what critics had said, because I fucking saw that movie and loved it. And then I was like, I looking at the newspaper and there was like a bad review for Ernest Goes to Camp. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Dude, I watched Ernest Goes to Camp one summer, probably 30 times. Fantastic. Lyle Alzado, fantastic movie.
Eggs erroneous.
I would say when I was like, I'm like 21, no, maybe like 20 or 19, I went to Vermont to ski for the weekend. Not a good skier, beat myself up so bad the first day that I couldn't like get off the floor. I couldn't move. If you've ever gone skiing and you don't ski, you're so destroyed. Your body is a piece of shit. And I laid on the floor and everyone else went to ski, and I just nursed beers and watched the Ernest marathon on. It was one of the greatest days of my whole life. Nothing better than everyone else going to do shit and leaving you alone by yourself, and you watch fucking like a bunch of movies and drink. It's the
Oh.
best.
Gnarly, what's up?
I think it was last year for Carlos's birthday when we did acid and went to Joshua Tree, and it was just me and him. 2 stories, same day. He put sunscreen on his face. So then we went like on a little hike, and like we're both starting to trip. And he's like, I have to go back. Like my eyes are burning. So then he has to go lay in his tent. and he just has his hair all fucked up. He kept getting sunscreen in his eyes, so he's tripping but also burning. And I'm just laughing at him suffering, and he's telling me to shut up. And then meanwhile, to my right at the other side, there's like this old ass dude with like a young hippie chick, and he's arguing with the fucking the ranger because he's like, "Yo, you gotta bounce. Like someone's got a reservation." He's like, "Well, they're not here." Like he was like talking in this tone and like trying to like make this guy fight. It destroyed me. Like hearing that, and Carlos was yelling at me to shut the fuck up. He's like, "You're being a burn." I'm like, "It's 11 a.m. Like I could laugh if I fucking want to. Like we paid for this site. This guy's getting thrown out because he's not supposed to fucking be here." Then that same night, like we had no equipment because everyone's supposed to meet us. So our dinner was just straight up like a sliced up hot dog and refried beans with chicken, and we were just laughing because we were like, "Damn, like we just made prison food right now." Like we were still tripping balls. Like it was just fun. Like we laughed so much with each other that whole time. It was great. But then we got kicked out of the site the next day. So then everyone who came has like all their camping shit and food, and they want to keep camping. And me and him are just like, we're over it. Like we're done, dude. Like we did drugs in the desert. Like he already had his birthday. Like fuck this. Then we had to go to Isle Wild, and that was still fun. But I was bummed on it because I had desert clothes. This was like in April. Then we go there and it's like really cold.
Right on. Charles J. Sword, favorite and least favorite fall activities: apple picking, pumpkin spice, pumpkin beers, seasonal depression.
Oh, fuck, man. You don't get to do any of that shit now, right?
I know.
There's no autumn in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Could be
But I
100
like,
tomorrow.
walking in the woods with the leaves. I like watching
Yeah.
baseball playoffs. I like,
Get some
I
donuts
like-
and cider.
I like donuts. I like the crisp, non-allergy air, and you just get to hang out. Yeah, autumn's my favorite season. It's good. It's
The
too
one
bad
activity that I'm glad, at least in my world, I don't think they do this shit anymore. But I used to remember as a kid, you'd go to a Halloween party, fucking bobbing for apples.
Oh yeah, I don't like
It's a fucking nightmare, dude. Everyone's sticking their face
Fucking
into this
spit.
tub of water and using your mouth to try to fucking grab an apple, and people's paint is coming off. And I don't even like fucking swimming. It was a fucking. Anytime I saw the fucking gimmick for apple bobbing, I'm like, how am I getting out of this? Because I can't fucking do this.
Yeah, I mean, I like October's my favorite month. It's just not even close. My birthday's in October. You got football and hot apple cider and donuts and shit. I would say the thing that I will miss the most is I liked to be able to go to like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre at a vintage theater around Halloween time. Like that's just like going to the Vista and watching Texas Chain or fucking Halloween 2 or whatever, what have you. But like,
Remember when we saw Halloween outside on that building?
On the roof that one Halloween, yeah.
Back when we could still do stuff.
Yeah.
The Montalban.
Yeah.
I
mean,
know,
it's
dude, I
all-
like when the time changes. We don't have fall out here, and I grew up out here. I hate October burns. No offense.
yeah,
Really bad month for me. Probably-
you're not a
that's probably
Padres
gonna
man.
That is true. Your Padres about to, man. Fuck the Padres. I hope they get. No, you know what? I hope the Padres win. I want the Padres to sweep the Cardinals.
Wait.
Here's why I can vote. I can back the Padres. Is that the fucking Tigers in 1984 already pushed that shit in. So like after that, it's just like, hey, yeah, you're still.
Wait,
good.
is this a bit or is Burns actually a Padres fan now?
I'm
Well,
really enjoying the Padres this season. I've enjoyed the Padres this season. Oh come on, they've been fucking done and roasted, man. It's fucking fine to just jump on
Their
that side.
their team mascot molests children. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
I love Tony Gwynn. Everything about the Padres besides
Yeah,
Tony
that's
Gwynn.
true. I agree with Pop. Tony Gwynn's the man.
Yeah.
The man can
Whoa.
hit.
Yeah.
Fucking
11 strikeouts in the season. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
good friend of the show, Carloco, would like to know theory on fighting a speeding ticket. Well, the last time I had one,
Carloco is from the last story that gnarly.
that's right.
Everyone should show that.
Damn,
Good
my
for
guy got a ticket and didn't tell nobody.
The last time I did the thing where you go to court because if the cop doesn't show up, then it's thrown out. I get there, I can't tell if the cop's there because it's a cop, and I saw him one time when he pulled me over. So then I hit the they call my name, and it was this deal where I was like, XYZ, I don't think this is right. And the judge is like, well, what about this prior thing from another time? And I was like, that should be off my record. Like it's long enough ago, whatever. And the judge was like, I don't fucking care. And so I still got fucking hammered and had to go to like fucking take a class or some shit and pay the ticket and whatever. So I don't know, dude. Typically the thought is go to, if you want to fight, you got to go and hope that the cop doesn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're not like a rich kid or you don't know a cop as your friend, you got to just show up and hope the cop doesn't show up. That's
But you got to know who the cop is, because I was going like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the fucker's here or not.
You gotta blame COVID. It'd be like somebody was coughing at my car and I fucking got to get in front of the fucking guy. Then the cop pulled up without a mask, hand on his gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just lie. I
But
never
then,
got
like,
speeding
because,
I air drum all the time. I get away with everything when you air drum.
but it's kind of a rule
You
that
see a cop behind you, start air drumming or like hit a guitar riff. They think you're just cruising.
I've never gotten a speeding ticket.
Really?
No.
I've
I've
gotten
never-
1,000 tickets. What are you talking?
I've only gotten 2.
Saginaw privilege.
Yeah, 2.
Just kidding.
Yeah, Saginaw, where everyone gets away with everything. I've gotten 2 expired tags tickets, but that's the only times I've been ever pulled over or received any sort of citation. Those are $10 tickets.
Oh my
That's
God.
a bullshit ticket too.
I got to
Clear
clean
my
my
plates. You saw I paid. Fucking move on.
I used to get pulled over constantly when I lived in Detroit and Michigan. I got pulled over. I don't.
Nothing.
Well, it is that thing, dude. If they see a car that doesn't, that looks a little bit clunky, they're gonna fucking yank you.
No, that's
You
me
know?
then.
They're gonna yank, because my boy Langeman used to get fucking pulled over all the time because his car was just a fucking. It was a red flag,
There's a point in Michigan where I had 8 points on my license and could barely even afford and it was all like 31 to 25, rolling through a stop sign, and like all this shit. Like it was all the cops would just pull me out of the car and like slam me against the car, and I was like, "What is going on? I'm not even a jerk." And it was just like,
I'm not even a jerk.
and it was just like I felt like it was a joke. It was just like, yeah. It was so
Or
fun.
they took your
It's like, what did I do?
Yeah.
or they would take your car when they weren't supposed
Yeah,
to.
in
take
LA,
your car.
those motherfuckers. I'm gonna find out who those pigs are,
Oh no.
and I'm gonna ruin their life.
They really
That's right, they stole your car.
Yeah. I mean,
In as much as you went to the fucking courthouse and they were like, "This ticket is not a ticket that a car gets taken for. Where's the ticket?" And you're like, "This is the ticket." That right
Yeah.
there tells you they
those
just-
cops were such. I thought I literally thought that they were gonna like fuck me up when that happened. They made
Sure.
me park in a bank parking lot where there were no lights, and they just rolled up. It was a weird time. But anyway, I love the cops.
Grand scheme, Dave, Sarah, what habits, good or bad, did you break or gain during lockdown? About 12 beers a night, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
drink way
certainly
more.
didn't. I certainly didn't gain any good habits.
Yeah.
I just been drinking at a clip. I feel like
Yeah.
is my number one. Like, obviously I didn't have a problem drinking before, but now I've like really, it's become my daily,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I've had days where I'd have one or two, whatever. My smoking has gone way up. I just like it's just hard. It's in a way it's easier to be productive when you're busy and you have obligations. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like when you have nothing to do, everything you have all this free time technically, but it just goes to shit. It's hard.
It's that thing of like when you're between jobs and you're like, oh man, I should do this and this while I have the time. And then
Yeah.
inevitably you never do. And that's how I feel like this is going to eventually do what it does. And I'm going to be like, fuck, man, all I did was crank beers and fuck around and I could have done
Yeah.
whatever.
When you're like cranking out a 9 to 5 and you daydream about, oh, if I didn't have to work, I do this or that, and then you don't have to work and you just nothing happens.
I've been gambling more, gambling
Yeah.
a lot. It's
Okay.
real fun. Went 1 for 7 on my parlay this week. It was a
Nice.
upset city, super upset city. But yeah, my girlfriend stopped drinking and smoking during quarantine, and we used to run through a half ounce, the both of us, in 2 weeks, and now it's just me running through a half ounce in like a week and a half maybe. And then I went from like, it's been documented, like a regular bottle of Tito's to now like I'm doing like handles. I never kept liquor in the house. So I was like, no, I go out for my drinks. And now I'm like, no, every Friday I get fucked up and I play Xbox.
Yeah.
There's nothing fucking else to do.
Yeah, I don't get drunk most nights, but I told my girlfriend, I was like, you got to let me like get loose at least a couple every once in a while.
Man, let the pop man get loose.
Yeah,
Let me-
because all that happens is I get drunk and then I watch a movie and eat a sandwich and go to bed. So it's fine. It's like I can't sit around all day and not get drunk at all.
Well, you do swing your ball bat inside.
That's true.
That's so tight.
I thought about that
I
today
think
in the
about it too
shower.
all the time, man.
I thought about it in the shower. I was just like, that must look so fucking aggressive. Just whipping a baseball bat around in that 1-bedroom apartment. That's
But
insane.
it's fun.
Do you do the thing where you like you're hanging out, you do one good cut, and you're like, that was a foul ball. Then you do another one, you just like half swing it. And it's like, oh, that was a ball. Just waiting. Like you do like a full at bat.
I mean,
Fun,
I quit. Well, I'm having one now because we were out of town this weekend. We bought beers, but I've cut down to light beers. That's my that's it. More, less IPAs, more light beers, more weed. I fucking love weed, man. It's
We're gonna
gotta
chalk
get
it up to
these Kieran's,
self-improvement.
You gotta
I
get
feel-
these Kieran's, Burns. These are the truth.
I've
It's like
slimmed
perfect
down.
in between.
My waistband is like I lost like 2 sizes, and that's whatever I'm doing is right. And I guess it's just yeah.
You know what's
fuck
fucked up to me?
Coors Light and light, man, just all day long. You have all you want of that.
You know what's fucked up to me is when we spent like the first probably at least 4 months, we didn't order food at all. We were like afraid to order food. So we were cooking everything. And it's not like we were cooking, especially healthily,
Right.
but somehow since we started ordering, I feel like I don't know if you just eat more food or what it is, but I feel like ordering food has made me fatter than just eating regular food, with everything else being the same.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you
Like,
ordering? What
that's-
are you ordering though?
No, you're ordering food. That takeout is always going to be more delicious shit than you
Yeah,
make
yeah,
at
you're
home.
right.
And a lot more butter and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, like anything takeout it's like you're tripling the calories and fat on that because people want you to keep buying it, so they're going to put butter in it.
Yeah.
I've hurt myself on a few Sundays.
Did what?
So I've hurt myself a few Sundays. Like I've told Burns, like I'll just eat all fucking day and just smoke weed. And then come Monday, I won't end up having a full meal until like Tuesday in the afternoon. I'll go all of Monday not eating. Cause not that I don't want to, just because like my stomach, like I'm full still. Like I just feel like shit.
Wow.
I'll have like 2 kombuchas, and then come Tuesday, I'll eat something small. So I fluctuate between like 169 to like 158, like regularly.
That's what I wanted to talk about. That's fucking weird, man. Like,
I'm
how do you
cool with
fluctuate 10 pounds in like a 3-day period?
it. I'll be
It
dead.
happens, dude. Yeah, you're hydrated, you got a shit or
'Cause
whatever.
those days I'm not eating too, I'm just pounding water. Nothing but
10
water.
pounds of shit?
Never
You shit
forget.
10 pounds
Mhm.
worth of pop?
Never forget when Jesse
Come on,
weighed
man.
himself before Thanksgiving dinner and after Thanksgiving dinner.
And I put on like what 9 pounds or something.
Damn.
Oh god.
I've got a couple more. Gnarly, what's the question you got?
The one I got is from Kyle Alderman. Best buffalo sauce from a fast food spot. And then the second part of the question is quesadillas or burritos?
Burritos.
Burritos.
That's easy for me.
Yeah, burritos rock.
Burritos are good, but quesadillas at home quesadillas are better than burritos for home
That's
cooking.
work. 100%.
What does fast food mean? Like Wingstop or something? It can't be like
I wouldn't say like because growing up out here, Jack in the Box had Frank's Red Hot Sauce before
Yeah.
anybody else had it, and like a little thing. So like that would be my pick. But I know like McDonald's, they have a buffalo sauce now because they ran out of their hot sauce supposed to come with the wings. I think Burger King has one. But I don't really fuck with Burger King. I don't know if McDonald's or Wendy's has one.
Anybody who's utilizing Frank's has got my vote.
Yeah, Frank's is the shit.
I think pound for pound, I want to say that Arby's horsey sauce is like my fucking jam, and I love Arby's sauce, but you can get those and replicate those in different ways. I would say that the most special fast food sauce, and this isn't for chicken wings. He wanted this for chicken wings, correct?
No, it's just best buffalo sauce from a fast food spot.
Oh, buffalo sauce. I mean, that's tough. I went.
Hands are
I'm
on the
so-
knees now.
I went down the wrong path.
I mean, it's not a buffalo sauce, but my favorite sauce is Taco Bell mild. I have a bottle of Taco Bell mild. in my fridge.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
It's
sauce.
You know, I'm gonna change my answer. It's Texas Pete's. Chick-fil-A carries it. It's kind of like a vinegary like sauce. That's pretty good. I like that one.
I mean, I think he wants like, what's the best sauce at like a Buffalo Wild Wings or a Hooters or something, right?
I'm always going just regular hot. That's my favorite. Very
All right.
vinegary.
I
Nice
need
burn.
to divert from this question. Best. All right, I'm changing it to best condiment at a fast food place. Mine is easy. It is Burger King zesty sauce. The zesty onion ring sauce at Burger King,
Okay.
I'll say, is the top fast food condiment in the game.
Buy me
Uh,
some Jack in the
I
Box.
mean, I already said mine. It's Taco Bell mild.
There you go.
Good choice. Vince?
Oh, you mean so now we're doing just all sauces? Hot mustard from McDonald's probably is my
Great choice. Great choice. That's a great choice. That's
And I will say, fucking
Ooh.
Jim Ross Jr. You know he sells his barbecue sauce, but he also sells a main event mustard that is exactly McDonald's hot mustard.
really.
Gotta get that
Fucking
main
thing.
event mustard.
You can have it in your fucking fridge, dude. It's the same shit.
I'll
Baker's spicy ketchup's pretty tight. If you guys had Baker's before, it's like an IE establishment on your way
I
going to
s-
Vegas. So it's like Riverside, but they have a spicy ketchup and a taco burger that's essentially like a sloppy Joe. It's pretty dope.
I saw Baker's on my road trip.
Hit that next time you go. Get the taco burger.
Oh, boys, I had to piss so fucking bad on the way that I had to jump out of the car in traffic at a stoplight and sprint across fucking 3 lanes to get into that In-N-Out burger
Oh,
to drain it. And it was bad.
and how was that received by Melissa?
Not good. Not well. Not well.
Did you have the cowboy hat?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the hand on the hat, wrote it.
Yes, that's correct. I had it on top of. Yeah, gnarly. You're absolutely
Yeah.
correct.
You're just right there eating, looking out the window. You see burn spring. Like, what's up with this cowboy right here?
It was one of those where it was, I'm going to piss my pants. I'm going to mince words. I'm going to piss my pants if I
You
don't
got the
get out
sharp
of the car.
pain in your
yeah.
kidneys.
Yeah, like you're like, I could die from this maybe.
Where you don't feel yourself peeing once you start peeing until like a minute into it.
But
It was a big piss. It was.
I've also
it was
had
so
that
much pee.
experience though when you roll into the fucking rest area and you're like having trouble getting out of the car because you're in
Mhm.
pain from trying to
Okay.
poop.
I have to piss right now. I was trying to hold it in, but now that you guys are talking about pissing, I have to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back.
Hurry up.
Okay.
Let's we'll start this
Hell
question
yeah.
without the pop.
Yeah, get it going.
Friend to this show and every show and Canadian hero Casey Corbin would like to know
Casey.
what's your first live concert and your favorite live show experience? My first concert was the Monkees. After they started playing them again on MTV when I was in like fucking 5th grade. Got my sister to take me to the Silverdome. They had the curtain up. They had like half sold it. And then my favorite show is probably either Fugazi at the Phoenix Plaza in Pontiac, or the first time I saw the Beastie Boys at the State Theater in Detroit. Like, right,
Ooh,
check your head.
that's a good one. And they played
That was
live.
crazy.
Did they play all live instruments and shit.
Well, I mean, they were doing some of the, like, Check Your Head,
But
right?
then-
They were starting to do that a little bit of, but I
Right.
saw them at Kobo later when they were like fully doing that after the next record. But like, this was just like there was a pit and it was them just fucking, rapping mostly, but it was awesome. Pop
Like
Man,
you-
question.
You got
from our friend
Mario C
Corbin.
doing the fucking.
What's it?
What's that, Bernsey?
I said you got Mario C back there on the fucking turntables and like,
Well,
that's gotta be incredible.
Mixmaster Mike, or no, you know what? Hurricane, I think, was still in the band.
No, Hurricane was then.
Yes.
You're correct. You were correct.
But later, Mixmaster Mike, sure.
There's a single from Hurricane that is fucking awesome. That is really hard to find, but I
on
think
Grand Royal, right?
Yeah.
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 Pop, the question comes from Casey Corbin, your friend and mine.
Oh yeah, love
Huge
Casey.
House of Cards fan. He loves. He wants to know first concert and best live show experience.
First concert was the Eagles. We've all talked about this. Best concert, so many good ones. Did you guys already say what yours was?
I did.
I did not.
I love seeing the Silver Jews live. I love seeing Jonathan Richman. I feel like Tom Waits is an acquired taste, but I saw him live in 1999 in Chicago in the fourth row, and it was fucking fantastic. So I don't know, probably something like.
Dude, do you remember that Silver Jews that was in New York? We had to like go to that dude's play. It was like early days of Craigslist, like a real
Yeah.
sketchy exchange of fucking.
Because you helped me get the tickets, and then you didn't even go, and I went by myself, and I was fucking broke, and I had enough money to buy one Coors Light, and I just stood against the back of the wall and nursed my Coors Light for 2 hours. New York, baby.
It was cool. It was really sucked a lot of the time. Yeah.
No doubt.
Best city in the world. You want to hate and kill yourself every fucking day.
I mean, truly, like, of course, this is anywhere, but somehow in New York, having money and not having money, I think so vastly changes your experience.
Oh, yeah.
Almost more than anywhere else.
Not even like I got to a point, like when I was working as a mover, I certainly wasn't well off, but like I just had enough money where I didn't have to worry about my bills. And that's a totally different life than when we lived at Borum Street. Like you're just freaking out all day long. And then once you're like, I can pay my rent no matter what this month. You're like a rich guy. You're like, I can go get a beer at a bar and it's fine.
I was just looking for something in my email and I came upon some emails from our landlord's daughter, who is like sort of English speaking intermediary. And I was reading these things and just like, it was bad. Yeah, I didn't like it.
I remember going to their office being like, listen, I will pay you your rent. You just need to give me like 3 weeks or something. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh God.
Yeah.
I was like a big designer for like 7 major brands. And sometimes Vince would have to buy me lunch because
And here's the
otherwise
thing.
I wouldn't eat that
Listen.
week.
Here's the thing. Vince helped Pop get tickets to a show. Vince bought you lunch, but Vince was broke too. But the difference is that he was working credit cards that would eventually fuck him worse.
But
Living a lifestyle that I couldn't really maintain, but
Yeah. Because that's what would happen. I'd have eaten only bananas with nickels I got out of my change drawer for the day before. And then the day after that, Vince would buy me a fucking Subway sandwich or like we'd split an egg salad at the bodega or some shit. And then both of us would get like paychecks and we'd go directly to Dr. J's and buy brand new Air Jordans for no reason immediately. And then party all weekend and then be immediately back to Tuesday like, Vince, can you buy me a fucking sandwich?
I've said many times, the fact that my job paid me every Friday was such a fucking, it made it so much easier to fucking work things out because
That was it.
Okay, Friday's more money. What do I got to do? What do I got to do? You know?
Dude, anyone would be blessed to have gone on a lunchtime trip to Doc J's with me and Vince. Boy,
Dude,
There's
you remember that
no,
day?
but
2 pairs on the same day? It was like the fucking Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Concerts.
all
My
right.
first one, like real one, was at Chain Reaction, and it was Terror. This is like right before One with the Underdogs came out, and it was like my first like real introduction to like being at a hardcore
You
show.
never went to any embarrassing show before that? You didn't go to fucking Steve Winwood with your
No,
mom?
dude, because my mom was like, my mom was the whole just like, you can listen to music, but I'm not taking you to shows. And my sister's like 4 years younger than me, so then
Mhm.
she got like the Backstreet Boys shit where she was going to Staples Center, and my introduction to concerts was like, oh, this spot holds like 200 people.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is like what I like. And then my mom would always be like, oh, oh, you just want to be rebellious. Like I went to high school with people like you, and people like you smoke cigarettes like when they're 16. But like she was kind enough to drive me there. That's how much of a nerd I was. Terra Nous, they were playing. I bought a ticket 2 months in advance. And then I got there and they're like, yeah, tickets at the door, dude. I was like the only one who like bought a ticket online. And then my most, I think, best one I went to was recently to see a Power Trip, Evil Beat, because I was like on acid too. Ran to the homie RJ. He's like, you want to hit an acid after we smoked weed? It was like the best.
Is this Buffalo?
Oh, no, this was fucking January. This was after Buffalo.
Who did you see in Buffalo?
Every Time I Die and Terror played too, but the homie at midnight, Buffalo time, was like, who was like showing me around. He's like, we're gonna go to this bar. Do you want mushrooms by any chance? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. And I ate it, and I was like, damn. And I think I text Burns like, I have like 6 hours to kill, and it's already midnight out here. Like, this is gonna be a problem. And we're like hitting nose beers in the bathroom. Like I was all fucked up. That was a cool hang. The door in the bathroom broke.
Nose beers.
We go to do the nose beers, and we walk in, and like the homie's just like, oh, look at this guy with a security shirt. Be cool. And he's like, he doesn't fucking work here. Like, we're just going straight to the stall. And I was like, that guy doesn't work here. He's like, no, he just has like, he's like a thing going on. Like, he's schizophrenic or something. But there's just a guy wearing a polo shirt that had security. So I'm tripping, nose beers, vodka. On top of that, I'm just like, he had a gun. Like, that guy had a gun on him. Like, people are cool with this? That was funny.
It's the only time I've ever seen Gnarly scared. Was like blowing.
That's why I learned nose beers, because he was just like, you want a nose beer?
Texting my phone like, Burns, I don't know if I feel so good, man. It's like,
My whole thing was like the bar. It was just a long bar with maybe 10 feet wide, but I had my nook, and I just kept telling my friends, I'm like, if you see me leave, save my nook, because that was like my safe spot. So I'd go there and order. They didn't have cherries, so I'd have to get a vodka, soda, and grenadine. And the guy would just pour grenadine in it. It was cool.
and then you got some steak sandwiches, right?
Oh,
And
great!
then-
Best steak sandwich. Support the Allen Bar. Oh, the pink on Allen Street.
Mine is, I think, first concert I ever went to. I was a freshman at Michigan State. You got a free ticket to go see Bush and Goo Goo Dolls. Great fucking concert. Not going to be
Goo Goo
mad
Dolls.
at it. It was a lot of fun. I was
Early Google Dolls.
banged up with my pals. Like the first week I went to a Big Ten university. I had a good time. Can't be mad at it.
Wow.
And favorite, there's lots of good, like I saw Judas Priest at Microsoft here. That was really good. And
Damn.
like and we've seen great things together. We've seen, Maiden and like all that stuff. But I think I'm a nostalgia guy, and I think that going to Pine Knob and seeing Lollapalooza with the Dog Pound and Tool back to back, like for me, like I fucking love hip hop. I love fucking Tool. Like it was just so much fun. It was daylight, and I was new to weed, so like feeling high was a new thing. Like someone hooked it up, and
I wonder what
of my buddies got.
The Pine Knob. I wonder if we chips in the night, man.
It's very possible. Very possible. And one of my buddies, who's a real like churchy motherfucker now, he got in a fight with some guy. Like it got a little too pushy, and like we had some nice photos of just like two dudes, trying to hit each other in the face, and
You're just snapping pictures.
All right, hold up.
yeah,
I got to piss real bad. So let me just ask the next question, and then I'll come back. Favorite MLB NFL broadcaster and why? That's from VB Agate.
I remember being
Good luck, Vince.
I
wish
remember
you the
being-
best.
That's a name you can't say when you've had too many drinks. Am I right?
I remember being banged up, and I was at that concert, and I was smoking dope with some like cool chick that probably wasn't into me, but she had the dope and wanted to share. And I was like, man, this is great. And then I saw my buddy getting in a fucking like fist fight, and I just sat there and took pictures. And I was like, yeah, babe, this is pretty chill. That's my boy.
You see him getting punched? That guy's tired.
I did not help. What was the question?
Favorite
MLB?
sportscaster, MLB, NFL, Vince Scully, hands down.
Scully's
And
great.
NFL. People hate him, but I like Joe Buck because Joe Buck calls a good game. Like he goes off on like some tangents and sucks certain players off.
You
But-
fucking is real.
but when you hear Joe Buck,
you're a cop.
when you
That's a cop
hear
answer.
Joe Buck, when you hear Joe Buck, you're like, oh, it's October or whatever. Then I also saw that he paid for everybody. He usually pays for everybody's drinks in the after parties, which is like kind of tight.
Well, I mean, my
But
favorite
NFL is Joe Buck. Baseball, Vince Scully.
baseball is Ernie Harwell, R.I.P. Tigers announcer.
I'll piggyback on that, Pop.
Football is, I gotta say, John Madden and Pat Summerall. That was my whole childhood. Was those guys, and I think those guys are the best guys.
1,000% Madden and Summerall, and then I'll also go Marv Albert, NBA.
Yeah,
Marv Albert is the greatest NBA announcer of all time, and he did cool stuff. He put on a bunch of like chicks, like lingerie, and boned some babes or something like that.
well,
I
did
guess-
he,
Yeah, dude,
I think he-
man.
did he like bite her though? I think he was
Yeah,
that
I
guy.
know. I know.
Where do you bite her?
I don't know, in the back or something. It's
That's like a
it's
horse, dude.
I don't know if was that like committed? Did that get
I
like
don't know.
prosecuted?
It seems like he might be kind of a pervert. I mean, which is bad.
All right,
But it's
Is
not
that
bad
a
to be
rich guy who's a pervert. What?
It's okay to be. Yeah.
Well, I gotta separate the art from the
Art.
artist. And Vince, my answer was, and I agreed with Pop. I'm going Ernie Harwell, and then I'm going
Madden Summerall.
Madden Summerall, and then I'm going on Marv Albert. I'm going to separate the art from the artist on that one.
Hey, he bit somebody on the back. Get off him.
That's right, I know. It's not like the end of the world. He already had paid money to have sex with this person. It went a little far,
Yeah.
and he shouldn't have done that. But as far as calling an NBA game on a fucking Sunday with Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, etc., playing, like, you can't fucking beat Marv Albert.
Well,
This is why I don't go first. Like Troy Aikman when he's faded, when his eyes are all fucked up and red and they're all over Twitter, that's the best. Troy Aikman NFL when his eyes are all like.
the
Banged
problem
up.
is the fucking, going the opposite direction. Fucking Joe Buck and fucking what's his dick who looks like he's out of a Nestea claymation commercial. The old wide receiver. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's the dude
What?
who Buck's always with? The
The
other
old guy?
color. What's that?
The old dude? Or
No,
young
Wide
dude?
receiver?
Wasn't he a receiver or was
Dallas
he a
guy?
quarterback? Not Aikman, but the other guy that Joe Buck will work with sometimes.
Oh,
Romo?
Joe Romo. Yeah, Romo.
No.
Joe
Tony
Romo.
Romo?
What are you talking about?
Romo's good. Romo's
Joe Ro. He's like Joe. He said Joe
No,
Romo. Tony
Jake Romo.
You mean
Very
the old Dallas halfback, Jay
Yeah.
Johnson, or whatever the fuck his name is?
Edelman.
The white Dallas halfback,
That's all.
fullback. Whatever the fuck that guy's name
No,
was.
he wasn't. He
Anyway.
wasn't a halfback. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I agree with what you guys had decided on, but I don't mind. Who's the LA guy who always does like Thursday nights?
Chris Collinsworth? No.
No, hold on.
Collinsworth's
Collinsworth
okay.
is who I was trying to think of. That's
All right, that's Collinsworth. Bengals receiver.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
The guy that he's usually with, who's like OJ.
Oh, Al Michaels?
Al Michaels is.
Is that Al Michaels?
Al Michaels. I don't mind Al Michaels.
He's
Al
cool.
Michaels is.
That's
Al
how you know
Michaels
it's Sunday
is
Night
fire.
Football when you hear him talk right away. We're over here, so and so, and Collinsworth was just like, yeah, the receiver catches it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Al Michaels.
He's like,
is-
I would have done it better. All right.
Um,
And then last but not least, or did you answer, Burn or Gnarly?
Yeah, we all answered, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I said Joe Buck and Vince Scully originally, and Burns called me a cop.
Fucking
You said Joe
cop-ass.
Buck?
Joe
Yeah,
Buck,
dude.
cop ass motherfucker.
Vince Scully is perfectly acceptable. Joe Buck is.
Wants to put
I
most
was
of-
born in '88. When you hear Joe Buck, you know it's October, man.
Is this the first time me and Gnarly have had a crossword? I mean,
And
come
he's
on.
short. He's short. He's ugly. He's like a fucked up dog. I like him.
I mean, I also he taught us all that getting hair plugs can fuck your throat up, right? Man, hair plugs
That's a
fuck your
fucking.
voice up.
That's a trust fund announcer.
That's why I replaced him with Troy Aikman. His red eyes.
He's a trust fund announcer. That motherfucker didn't earn shit. He just
All right.
fucking hair plugs
So
and.
did Tatis Jr.
Listen, I felt like Bernsey and Bakersfield running across traffic. I had to piss real bad. I apologize. We're way over. Hopefully this episode will upload. But
No.
home with this final
Again.
question from Eddie Paschetti. You're about to step up to the plate. What's your at-bat song?
Cowboy song, Thin Lizzy.
Remember that Roger Ailes bit? I immediately thought of Roger Ailes was a comic in New York, and his bit was he would walk up to Jitterbug.
So sucky. I like Roger. He's a good dude.
Oh yeah, that's a funny bit.
Angels is centerfold by the James Giles band.
Jay Giles
Just like
Band,
keyboard
Big
hit.
Oz.
When the keyboard hits, that'd be so funny. Especially when teams getting their ass beat and just hear na 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 na. I'm just letting them.
I guess I'll do "Immigrant Song" by Led Zeppelin.
There we go.
I do something like
Did it. That was the last question, right?
I'd walk out to like something like Turkey in the Straw or something,
Okay, all right.
or like I'm
What?
like
Like the June Carter Cash version?
yeah, just something stupid, or like On Top of Spaghetti. I just walk out to that. And then I hit it.
Jesse's like, I just prefer it would be public domain, whatever the track was.
Fucking Duke Boys would be nice.
Yeah.
Good old boys would be nice. I'm so deep into Dukes of Hazzard, man. I can't stop watching it. I'm so deep. I'm like episode 8 on season 1. It's just, it's pleasurable. It's so pleasurable. Man, there's a problematic flag that they prominently show. We need to ignore that. But that whole show is about guys who hate the establishment, who commit crimes for a living, and it's like a fucking hillbilly liberal show. It's bizarre. Gnarly, I can't encourage you enough. You'll really enjoy it.
Also, the only show where they just replaced the main characters with dudes that look like them for a period of time and then switch back. Like it's never
Right.
been done.
Right. Yeah. No need to watch those seasons. Those are
Fuck Vance and Coy.
Vance and Coy fucking suck.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, Monday Night Beers is in the books. Before too long, we'll be sitting in the parking lot at the Roost doing this fucker. All
We
right.
did it, boys. Good to see you.
Take care. Be safe. And we'll see you
All
next
right.
time.
God bless.
Adios.